Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So here we are with another free AFK money making methods for you guys to enjoy with your RuneScape downtime. Now if you are enjoying the videos, please make sure to hit a subscription to the channel. It really does help me out and we have some big goals for 2026. If you are liking the videos, please make sure to hit that like button as well. It really does help me out and gets me seen by more and more people. These money makers which have been coming out in the past couple of weeks are aimed towards these newer players to encourage them after Treasure Hunt has been removed to get into the RS3 grind. So if you can drop me a like, it really does help me out. And drop me a comment for any suggestions of content you guys want to see or any changes to the videos you guys think can improve them as well. Now to get started, we are in Menethos, and we're in Menethos for a very good reason, because our first AFK money making method is going to be Acadia trees. Now Acadia trees are one of the best ways to sort of like train woodcutting in my opinion. They are very good XP, and I'm going to go do these in the VIP section of Menethos. But you can do them near Hex Oasis if you aren't able to get into here. You do need a certain level with the factions to be able to go into the VIP skilling area. Now the reason why Acadias have got slightly better in terms of their GP per hour, they're actually outperforming things like Elder Logs and the Eternal Magical Logs, is because the wood spirits you can get have decreased in value massively. Now the reason why these have gone down so much is because the Acadia spirits are now a drop table from thieving the Menethite city guards, and because of that, that is why they are so cheap. They're like a couple hundred GP each, and the price of the Acadia log is coming in at a price of 1.1k. It's always very good. I do think 1.1k is a little bit cheaper for Acadia currently, but you can definitely go and get some high prices throughout the year if you want to stack them up as well. Now in terms of how much GP you're going to make per hour, it's going to be roughly about 3.2 mil per hour. And you are going to need level 80 woodcutting to be able to do this, although the better your woodcutting, the better it will be as well. Now, with the wood spirits, that's what's going to bring in a decent amount of extra GP, because you'll be getting 2 logs instead of 1, and the price of the wood spirits is so much less. Now, to be able to cut them here, you're going to need to do the Jack of Spades quest, but like I mentioned before, you can go and cut these outside Hex Oasis. This is just by far a better spot to go and do them. But really good method, really good way to go and train your woodcutting as well. In terms of like woodcutting XP, it can be around 100, but then at level 99, it's around 190 XP per hour, which, apart from things like Divine Use and to a point Eternal Magical Logs, can be a really good way to do it. And especially if you're someone who wants to then use them to make your frames, it's a really good way to go and get some Acadia logs. Now the next one we're going to jump into is going to be one of our favorite ones. It's going to be Primal ores. And Primal ores still very much have its place. The price of the ores have come down a little bit more. They've settled a lot more over the past couple of weeks. But Primal ores are one of those methods which is just such a strong AFK, like you really don't have to pay much attention to it, and you can definitely get some decent XP from it as well. Now all the Primal ores are based around dungeoneering, and one thing I would definitely make sure to do before doing anything like Primal ores is to check for prices. Now even though all the ores have the same requirements to do them, you can have such a big difference between all the prices just because of whatever's in demand, and sometimes you can get prices as big as like 10k per ore. I very recently just did a video going over primal bars and stuff, and I had to go and price check all the prices for the ores. The lowest ore I bought was 10,000 coins, and the highest one was 20,000 coins as well. And it doesn't even make sense, or there's no real reason behind why a certain ore will be more than another one. It's just whatever's in volume on the Grand Exchange. So always focus on that, always check the prices. It's worth just spending those couple of extra minutes just price checking stuff to make sure you're at the right spot. And yes, but in terms of an AFK, absolutely solid in terms of like doing this. Really good way to go in AFK mining, and probably comparing it to like concentrated gold and also dark and like Amica, this can be the best one if you can dial in on the correct ore. But one of those methods, you can literally just have a full 15-minute AFK if you have things like the mining juju potion as well as the stone spirits. If you have those two in combination, you do not need to reset your stamina. I just don't have it, but if I click this, I will. Basically, the Juju and the Stone Spirit work together to where it resets your stamina, so you don't have to do it. Once you've mined an ore, it gets reset. So once we've done this one here, it should hopefully reset, and there you go. So that's how it makes it fully AFK, and fully AFK for a full 15 minutes as well. So really nice there. I am going to say it's going to be roughly about 2.8 to 3 mil per hour. Obviously, the higher your stats, the more chance you're going to get more GP per hour as well. But it's still going to pull 200k mining XP per hour, which again, for something which is a full 15-minute AFK, really isn't that bad. So, very good method. And probably one I'm going to tie in with doing 200 mil mining as well, because it is so good and a very profitable way, and a full 15 minutes. It's something I can do with editing or stuff on the side where I don't have to pay attention to the screen. Now, the next one is going to be, again, one of the favorites which we like to do. Is going to be excavating a material cache. Now, this one I don't think I've covered as much, but this is actually going to be cobalt blue. The prices of the colours, not as high as what they historically have been. They have dropped a bit, but again, with thieving, bringing a lot of archaeology materials into the game, it was going to affect all of them, and the colours is where most of the value is as well. And like I'd recommend to everyone, don't go and thieve just to the archaeology campus, go to a specific dig site, because these colours is what's going to bump up your GP per hour. Now, cobalt blue is pretty decent in terms of like your archaeology XP. You aren't going to get a lot of like archaeology XP per hour. You're roughly going to get about 7,000, but you should be aiming to get roughly about 250 of the archaeology material. Again, if the excavation point runs out, you can always hop world or just do something in the meantime. I mentioned in the weapon poison video a couple of weeks ago that with these kind of methods, to have something like protein crafting or enchanting bolts or fletching bolts while you're waiting for things to respawn can be a really good way to make a little bit of extra profit while doing these kind of methods, and this could be one where that could work as well. But this is one which is nice. Again, material excavation, especially for the caches, can be nice in AFK as well and make you a little bit of profit on the side, which is what we want. One AFK time, which is going to make us some GP as well. But this is the spot where I go here. Technically, you don't have to use porters because you're so next to a material cart. You can save out on the porter charges, which will save you a little bit of cash over time. But again, archaeology is such a good AFK skill. You don't have to just do like the caches. You can actually go and do the spots where you get the artifacts, but just always make sure to pick a spot where you're going to get the most value in terms of the materials, because that's where archaeology can really be good. But you can see here, while we've been chatting away, I have got a decent amount of this, and you can really rack some of this up very, very quickly with archaeology. And especially as well, I'm not having to pay much attention. I can just talk along as well. However, things I would recommend for this, one, you're going to need level 48 archaeology to do cobalt blue. Although as always, I would recommend you have as high level as possible. The master archaeology outfit is also very useful if you've got that. And one item which is really good is the auto screener. Definitely one of those items for archaeology I'd recommend you guys to get as soon as possible, because it basically screens the soil, but also it saves your info getting like caught up in stuff with lots of different items. But that's going to wrap this video up. 3 very AFK methods and 3 methods as well, which while you're AFK and you're going to get some decent XP apart from archaeology, but all 3 are going to give you some very consistent cash. The cobalt blue is roughly going to be about 2.5 to 3 mil per hour, depending on the price. But again, with these archaeology materials, sometimes they can spike in price. Check your margins before selling anything and try and hold that price as high as possible, and you'll make more GP from it. Sometimes it's better to leave it in the Grand Exchange to sell over time, and sell over time for a higher price than just to instant sell it and get the cash just to go and do something else as well. But leave them on the Grand Exchange and go and do something else, whether it's the same method or another method as well, and just leave it, and eventually they will sell on the Grand Exchange. But that's going to wrap this video up. I hope you guys have been enjoying all these videos I've been trying to get out for you guys. I've been trying to put as much diversity into the money making videos as possible. I really hope you're enjoying them as well. But let me know any suggestions for content in the future. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed and like the video as well. It really does help me out. So thank you guys so much for doing that lately. And we're going to finish off with just showing you guys how much these cobalt blue have pulled in for a price of 200k. So it does make you GP, and it is quite low effort and low intensity as well. But I'm going to wrap the video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.